Good evening, and welcome to the Autism Blogcast. I'm Jim Mancini.
And I'm Raphe. Time is of the essence. Time is an illusion. Time is money, Jim. Well, a sense of time is also important for managing day-to-day things. How long does it usually take Dad to mow the lawn? How long does his lunch usually last? How long should you pause before waiting for a friend to respond to a question? With a good sense of time, life is a lot more predictable. Most children get better at estimating time through experience by averaging previous experiences to predict their future experiences. Now, new research suggests that estimating time is an area of difficulty for many children with autism, and that this is due to difficulties with capitalizing on those past experiences as a guide. So scientists in London studied this by asking school-age children with autism to complete a time discrimination task and a time prediction task. They compared their performance to age-matched, typically developing peers, as well as a group of younger, typically developing children. The study participants were asked to judge the length of time intervals between 3 flashes of a green circle, and then to reproduce the interval between the first 2 flashes by pressing a button when they predicted a third flash would occur. And they repeated these tasks with varying intervals. Now, many of the typically developing children estimated the timing of the third flash based on the average of all the previous intervals. So that means they underestimated long intervals and overestimated short ones. And this is what we'd expect. Now, children with autism did this as well, but they performed significantly worse at this time prediction task. And this is even compared to children that were many years younger than they were. The children with autism made predictions that were further from that average of the prior intervals, suggesting that the children with autism aren't reliably using their past experiences to gauge time. So you can imagine that if you had difficulty gauging time, the world would seem pretty darn unpredictable and really difficult to navigate, especially during all those time-sensitive things like social interactions. So, interesting science here, interesting science happening all the time, Jim. Over to you.
Thanks, Raphe. Autism 200 is a monthly lecture series that takes place at the Seattle Children's Hospital on the third Thursday of each month and is designed to provide in-depth information related to autism to families, teachers, and others in our community. The series is teleconferenced throughout Washington State and up to Alaska. Our teleconferencing sites include places such as Everett, Federal Way, the Tri-Cities, and soon the Methow Valley. Washington State teachers can even receive continuing education credits for attending the lectures at any of these sites. In addition, the videos are recorded and placed on our Autism 200 YouTube page. Did you know that we have over 4 years of recorded videos on such diverse topics as toilet training, facilitating peer interactions, and setting up a successful visit to the dentist?
That's a long period of time, 4 years, Jim.
That's right. Each summer we focus on the transition to adulthood, and this past year we covered topics such as housing options and sexuality. In November, we conclude our series for this year with a panel discussion of adults with autism spectrum disorder, facilitated by Dr. Gary Stobbe. This panel will take place on November 17th, and Dr. Stobbe is a local advocate and leader for increased community support for adults on the spectrum. For 2017, as always, we kick off the year with our annual State of Autism, where we'll discuss the major events of the past year in the areas of research in our community. Don't miss this chance to see Jim and Raphe live and pick up official Jim and Raphe merchandise. Other topics next year include facilitating peer interactions on the playground, the pros and cons of genetic testing, and a 2-part series on employment next summer. If you live outside of the Seattle area and are interested in teleconferencing Autism 200 to your community, contact the Autism Center at the information listed at the end of this blogcast.
Well, you know, Jim, we're off to China here next week, and I'm really excited that we'll be bringing our team of crackerjack videographers and sound people to make sure that we capture all of our experiences and bring back to you guys here. We'll see you next month.
See you next month.